Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team that is a dub. That one felt good. That actually, everything about that felt good. That dub felt good. The exclamation of the dub felt good. I bet you feel good. Happy little Saturday. It's only 4:30 in the afternoon. Get to make a video. Get to chill for the rest of the night. I work on Sunday, but still, it's a good weekend. A 4-0 Dubberoonie and cheese over the Philadelphia Flyers, who, just like us, had a good amount of their guys in. We actually we put 5 of our top 6 in this game, which was interesting. It felt a little early. I thought it was gonna be like game 4, game 6, but no, they did game 3, probably game 6 or game 5, something like that for preseason as far as the big dogs going. Really, really fun game. The first period was lackluster, but I didn't think it was as panicky as everyone made it out to be. We did only take 2 shots, but we'll get into that. I want to start with just a declaration about the Lysell injury, which now looks like it's only going to be a couple of days at worst, which is huge, obviously. The Ristolainen hit on Lysell. He backs into him. We're going to talk a little bit about it, but I'm just going to get this out of the way right now. It was not a dirty hit, like at all. It really wasn't. Was it a little awkward? Lysell kind of had his head down, and Ristolainen backed into him, basically. It wasn't even that hard of a hitting. It was just an awkward hit, and Ristolainen's like 50 pounds heavier than Lysell. Not a dirty hit. And for those who are saying, hey, it's preseason, pull up, you're not going to ask them not to hit. This hit wasn't even ferocious, right? It wasn't a smash or anything. It was poof, right? It was just a much heavier object hitting a lighter one. And for those who are saying, well, Lysell is a 20-year-old, 170-pound guy, you shouldn't be hitting him like that. I'm sorry, man, but this is the preseason to the NHL. You can't expect players to hold back just because they see a smaller guy when they're all trying to fight for the best opportunity on their team in the season. Ristolainen obviously pretty much has his spot locked up, but he plays a tough, heavy-handed game. You can't get mad at him for hitting a guy, yes, who's smaller than him, with a normal hockey hit. This, again, was not some ferocious charges at him. He wasn't moving his feet at all when he hit him. Like, we can't be upset about that. It's our guy. We don't like to see our guy hurt. But Ristolainen did nothing wrong. You can't expect players to baby other players in the preseason. It's just not going to happen. These are grown men who are competitive. If that hit was more intense, if he came flying in and smashed him against the boards and it seemed like it kind of hit like, come on, it's preseason, man, I'd be right there with you. But it just wasn't that. It just wasn't. So that's my take on all that. Let's talk about this game, though. Ullmark gets a start. He will play the entire game. I find it interesting that we've been doing that with full games for both Swayman and Ullmark, and we're only 3 games in. But they pretty much know who their tandem is, so it makes sense to me to a degree. So that's fine. I'm fine with them getting the full game. Ullmark was great in this one, especially in the first. Most of our top 6, like I mentioned, is playing this game. It's Zacha, Bergie, DeBrusk, Hall, Krejci, Lysell. The game would finish without Hall and without Lysell, but that is what it is. Greer takes a seat, which is normal. A lot of people were like, hey, what the hell? He played the first 2 games. That's fine. He's going to sit for 1. He'll probably get another chance in game 4 if they're really serious about keeping him around. If they cut him, then you can have your reactions. We do get another look at Zaboral, Ashawn, and Beecher, each of which had an effect on the game in some way or another. We also get another look at McMuffin, which, yeah, good stuff there. Puck drops! And 5:30 in, it's classic Bruins. Classic Bruins. I feel like I've been saying that a lot, and maybe just every aspect of hockey is classic Bruins to me. Maybe. But we're 5.5 minutes in. We've had some real chances early on, only a couple shots on net. The only shots on net we'll get all period, turns out. But we do get a couple real chances early on, mostly from that Krejci, Hall, Lysell line. Wagner draws a cross-checking call in their zone, so we're going to go to the power play early. We looked really good to start. It fell apart from there. On the power play, way too many mishandles over the first minute and a half. 32 seconds left of it. Lysell has it on the right wall of the offensive zone. He bobbles it, panics when it gets grabbed by the Flyers, hooks the Flyer player. He's going to go to the box. And it was a big highlight of some of the stuff Lysell's lacking. But we'll get there. We'll get there. So that turns into a 4v4 for 32 seconds. Then a penalty. We kill all that. 9 minutes in. A wide open cross-crease chance for DeBrusk isn't able to handle the pass. Bummer. Puck gets cycled. Lysell takes the puck back up to the blue line and whips a pass so fast down to DeBrusk. It was excellent vision. Because Lysell circles around up high. The defense gives them too much space. They realize it. They all start puck watching. DeBrusk is in that short bumper area just to the left of Sandstrom, I believe, in the net. Puck comes flying down. DeBrusk doesn't shoot this. Instead, he tries to bump it forward to Krejci, who's in the dead center of the slot, but it's right into Krejci's skates. There's no chance for Krejci to shoot this. Overpassing, typical stuff. No chance actually made out of it. It's insane that it didn't go in, though, because we just had 2 opportunities bobbling the puck with mostly open nets, not tape to tape. You can get a hard pass across, but you have to make it at least catchable. So just stuff that people are still getting used to playing with each other. On this retrieval, after that second chance of Krejci, Ashan goes for tripping because he gets over-ambitious as well. We kill that penalty, too. Our penalty kill looks great. 4:28 left, interference on Clifton, another penalty kill, another penalty kill. I'm pointing out these plays these special teams, because we've consistently been very good at the penalty kill. And I know special teams aren't always something in the preseason that you care about because it's mismatching players and it's not always important. But it just goes to show how well structured the young guys are on this team. They know how to play the penalty kill. They've all been involved in it. We focus on two-way players. It's a nice little bump. We did not get a shot on goal in the last 15 minutes of this period, which is a problem. Granted, a pretty serious one. But I'm not super worried about it because it's preseason. And there were more chances than we're going to give them credit for that just didn't result in a shot. There's just been a lot of bobbling of the puck. There's a lot of rust to shake off with this top six. Because you got to remember, even though the top six should have been dominating, and they really did do a decent job throughout the game, this is the first game action they've seen in quite a while. So we're going to give them a little bit of pass. I wanted to point out, the first period was such a highlight for Lysell in the wrong way. Creative, fun in the offensive zone. He was right there with Hall and Krejci. But behind on the plays, not skating speed, but just thinking the game, getting the puck to them soon enough, seeing the play develop. He's crafty and creative. It's two different things for him to see a different game and see an outlet that most players wouldn't see and doing it on time, right? And so he still needs to catch up to that speed a little bit. That became very clear. He was very easily shoved off the puck, especially early in the period. There were two instances where board battle wasn't even close. Completely manhandled. These are some of the weaknesses that are clear in his game. He's also overextending. That penalty was really bad. It's kind of a Pasternak penalty, though. We've seen it a bunch. These are things that I want to touch on because his game wasn't great, and it highlighted all the reasons that he needs to start in the AHL. He really does. I mean, he's looked okay this in the preseason games. He's looked really good in the camp from what everyone's saying. He just needs a little time to marinate, you know? Just a little time. I think that's not a big deal. Some people will disagree vehemently. Second period comes around. 0-0. We haven't had a shot on goal in 15 minutes. We're 1 minute in, and Krejci draws a holding penalty. During this power play, we are going to get a shot on net. Our first shot on net in about 17 minutes, so you'll love to see that. There is no dice on this power play, though, unfortunately. This is right before, so 3 minutes in, this is when Ristolainen hits Lysell, and Lysell is done for the game. Again, they say that it should just be a few days. That's huge, right? We at least want him to start in the AHL. Had that been a big shoulder injury or wrist injury, you just never know what that does to a player's development. So, best news, right? 5:30 in, DeBrusk with a great play. Awesome. Puck's in our zone. We're scrambling. It gets pushed away from the slot slightly, and DeBrusk picks up speed behind our net, collects the puck, and beats everyone down the ice. Ristolainen's the last man back. DeBrusk has the positioning. He's going around him. He gets held as he tries to go around him. No scoring chance, but a penalty drawn because of just speed and tenacity. Ristolainen loves to take those penalties, and DeBrusk was going to go right by him if he didn't. Awesome, awesome play. And then it's McMuffin! McLaughlin gets one on the power play. This starts with Zacha winning a board battle, something he had been doing all game wonderfully. He's down below the net fighting. He wins the puck out. Foligno gets in as secondary help. Zacha pushes the puck to him, and it's a little give and go. Zacha immediately escapes the scrum. Foligno gives it right back to him. Goes up to Ashawn. Zacha throws up the wall to Ashawn at left point. And Ashawn's just going to nail this towards the net. Goal scorer's touch, we'll call it. Maybe a little bit of luck, but we'll call it goal scorer's touch. McLaughlin, sort of on the body of the stick, gets the puck. It glances off, beats Sandstrom. Sandstrom is still in at this point. This might be Grosnick. I think Grosnick is in at this point. Beats him glove side. That's 1-0 on the power play. PPG. Huge goal for McLaughlin, who was having a pretty solid game. 5:36 left. Wolf versus McEwen is going to go down. Wolf is basically sticking up for Foligno here. McEwen went after Foligno multiple times. A late hit that was, I mean, I wouldn't have called it either. It was a late hit, but it was not like intense or anything. It was a bump. And then a couple of cross checks to the back on the other down the other side of the ice, and Wolf just stepped in and just went shed him, beat the shit out of McEwen. Wolf was the one bleeding at the end, but if you watch the fight, he got the takedown, he got some good shots in. I say Wolf won this fight because I'm biased and I like doing that. Foligno got protected, which is nice. McEwen should have gotten an extra 2 for the cross checks, but they were not called. It's fine. We stay on 5-on-5. At this point, Hall is no longer on the bench. And I didn't see what happened. I still don't know what happened, but we did get a report saying that it'll probably only be a couple days for Hall as well. Awesome. 1-0 at the end of 2. Start of the third, Nosek and DeBrusk are going to be skating with Krejci. Krejci had a good game here. I really do think so. He draws a penalty about 5 minutes in. McEwen goes for tripping, I believe. So another power play. We don't get anything on the power play. Krejci, shuffling line mates. You'll love to see that for him. But he was solid. I didn't think he was crazy good or filled up the box score, obviously, anything like that. But as he's easing back in, creativity's still there. The chemistry with Hall is still there. That was pretty clear from the get-go. I'm pretty happy with the result there. About 8 minutes left. Wolf is going to blast one from the point. This is a hard-working goal. It's a puck retrieval that gets the puck to Wolf in the first place. Hammers it from the point, hits bodies in the slot, bounces around, gets in on Grosnick, and Bergeron and McLaughlin see this puck squeak out, and they are hammering away at it, and McLaughlin gets the last touch. It's 2-0 Bruins. McLaughlin's got 2 of them, and he's making a serious case to be included for at very least last cuts. We'll talk about that. About 4:30-ish left in the game. Beecher's going to get some. We've been waiting for Beecher to do something, right? This whole game, I hadn't seen him do much. He needs some marinating time as well. Telling you that right now. But this all starts from him knocking down a puck in the neutral zone, creating a turnover. Puck gets sent back into the offensive zone, cycles around, gets to forward on the left point, and with this time, everyone's getting set up. And Beecher snakes around to the right, understands where the opening's going to be. Forward, not sure if this is a shot or a pass, but it's hard, it's heavy, and it's fucking hard and heavy. It goes straight over to Beecher, who's able to basically get a deflection in from that glove side, just off to the side of Grosnick. 3-0. A great tip by Beecher. Again, not sure if it's super on purpose. Might be a little bit of luck, but we'll call it goal scorer's touch. Forward, we're going to call it a pass because we want to, and we're up 3-0. Beecher's also going to have an effort play for an empty net. Speeds past the left side of the defense. Hammers one in. I believe it's counted as a shorthanded goal because we had Wisman go for interference late in the game. But that's your final score, 4-0. And you feel great about it. Beecher gets 2. McLaughlin gets 2. McLaughlin's were bigger than Beecher's, but hey, we take them. Game notes. Zaboral. Didn't even mention him in the whole video, right? Awesome. He had like 4 minutes on power play. He had like 4 minutes on penalty kill. I'm pretty sure he led the team in ice time again. tremendous. Tremendous. He's showing us everything we wanted to see, that he is still a top 4 defenseman, which we thought he was going to be last year once he got up there and started playing. I did not predict that Zboril was going to be a top 4 defenseman before last year started. This looks really good for him. And I don't mean as like a trade piece or something. This seems like a keeper kind of guy. We'll see how that goes moving forward. But he has given himself a really great shot to start on his offside next to Lindholm to start the season. I'm not worried about the scarcity of offense from the top 6. The injuries obviously didn't help, but you would have thought with 5 of our top 6 guys at least starting the game, they would be on the score sheet more than they were. Sure, it didn't work out that way. I'm not really all that concerned. It was their first game back in a preseason game. Guys might not be playing it all out. They probably aren't. It's just not something I'm ready to worry about yet. Especially in the game that we won 4-0, you know? It just doesn't seem worth it. Lysell and Hall, again, injuries seem to be only a couple days. Lysell was good, but not great. He showed why he probably needs some more time in the AHL, or some time in the AHL, I should say. The reason Lysell played rather than Pasternak, because originally it was reported that Pasternak would play, is because they wanted to see a little bit of Lysell with high-end partners, and they weren't really sure how to do that without forcing other top 6 guys to play 3 games rather than 2. I just don't think they're very worried about Pasternak being Pasternak, you know. Sean, not a bad game, I would say, but it's over, man. He's certainly not in October 12th. And by over, I just mean that, right? He's not starting the season with the Bruins, with the NHL Bruins. It's a bummer for him. He's going to be disappointed in himself, I think. I think he was really trying to force the issue. It's just not enough there. So he'll go back to the AHL. We'll see what he can do. Beecher, same thing. I think Beecher could be pretty proud about how he played, but there's just not enough there for him to win a spot over Nosek, over Foligno. That being said, McMuffin, Studnicka, Steen, these guys that are battling for these spots in the bottom. I want to say Beecher would be more in that mix, but I just don't think he is. McMuffin deserves more of a shot, right? Greer deserves more of a shot. Just from what we've seen in the preseason so far. Just from what the camp reports are. Foligno and Nosek have done everything they can to lose their spots. They have not been good. They simply haven't. This is more about Nosek and Foligno dropping off than it is about the young guys overtaking them. I think. When you have performances today like McMuffin did, you want to say, hey, he's leaping past them. But there are also intangibles to him game that aren't great. He had some bad turnovers. He's pretty good in the defensive zone, but he was behind on a few forechecks. The intangibles aren't perfect for him. They're not perfect for anybody, really. But at the end of the day, he's getting some results. And you look at that, and you raise him up in the stock. You put him higher in the lineup. Nosek and Foligno are doing everything they can to open that door. The question is, will the front office, really open the door? Will they unlock that door and allow that to really happen? Or are they really going to force the issue of keeping the veteran guys in? It will be massively disappointing if this continues throughout the preseason and Foligno or Nosek still start. That's going to be incredibly frustrating. And if I was a younger guy in the organization and I watched that and I was there for all of that, I would have doubts about the organization. And that's a fair statement. Is if you're at work and you are better than the guy next to you and the guy next to you gets the promotion, you want to change jobs is what you want to do. You want to change companies. I'm just not going to get mad at young guys for complaining that they don't have a real shot if they aren't given a real shot, is all I'm saying. Olmark was fantastic. Really good. Really, really great. I'm very happy. Really good start for him. That's it for me, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. Nailed it. All that good stuff. I mean, preseason, we're speeding through. We still have a lot of decisions to make in the bottom 6. I think there might be after this game. You're looking at the top 6 also going, all right, Zaka. I didn't talk about Zaka. Zaka. Board battles, baby. I really liked this game. I thought it was really good. That's it, actually. He wins a lot of board battles. If you mix that with DeBrusk's speed, maybe you kind of have something there. That first line of Zaka, DeBrusk, Bergeron might kind of work. We need to see more from him, but I liked his game. All right, good. Didn't forget anything else. Go Bees!